So good evening, everybody. It's Shelley Johns here from Gympie. So thank you for being on our Monday night call. And remember, it's open to absolutely everybody and it's recorded. So if you've got someone that's in your team and they can't make it live on this call, make sure they get a copy of the recording, or you add them to Challenge Yourself Daily and tag them on the recording, or you can actually just copy and paste the recording and you can PM it, which is probably what I would do, email it, PM it. Even sit with them if you live near them, and sit with them and listen to it and go through it together as well. So whatever you've got to do to help get that training to somebody is what I would suggest. I just also wanted to say thank you very much to all the people that are on the Healthy Active Lifestyle group and part of that 4-week challenge, a free one, and all the interaction you're doing is really great. So I do appreciate it. I think it's a great little group, and there's a lot of sharing and people commenting, and it's getting a nice little life of its own. So I'm looking forward to that growing as well. So anyone that's not on Healthy Active Lifestyle, just let me know. It's a closed group, so yes, you can search for it, but I do think there's other groups out there that are named that as well. So I can send you a personal invite so that you can be on. So if you want to be on that, just let me know and I'll add you. And you can add all your clients on there as too. It's open to everybody. So we just it's just a client support group like most people have, with recipes, lots of results, and I try and put lots of value on there and leading by example of the things that we're actually doing ourselves. So and personal development, of course. So it's and I haven't put a lot of fitness stuff on there, but I will start rolling that out as well. Not too much, but just, you know, a little bit to show that we should be more active if we can. Okay, so tonight's call is all about the art of recruiting, the power of duplication, and of course we really need help. We can't make an impact with obesity and diabetes, mental health, all the things that affect people health-wise. We can't do it alone. We need people to help us. So we need to duplicate ourselves and find people that have the same passion and have that same why, which is really making an impact person by person in our communities and helping people to live a healthy, active lifestyle. So we're going to kick it off with some good news for the week. So I'll just see who would like to share some good news. So are you happy to share, Lydia, first? Just so
yeah.
Yep, cool.
Sure. Yep. Okay, so since our last call last Monday night, I have started 2 new people.
Cool.
One of those people being somebody that was actually a supervisor in my organisation a couple of years ago, that dropped off the products after she'd lost 12 kilos, joined a gym, started working at the gym, and unfortunately moved on to their products. When we talk about duplication and referral system and that sort of thing, it's always good to leave a good taste in everybody's mouth when they do separate ways. So just by doing that and keeping active myself and seeing this particular lady around town, I get a knock at the front door last Friday. So I got her started back onto a full program, and I've actually got her coming into my challenge on Wednesday, that starts this Wednesday. And also I got another young girl started yesterday, Sunday. She popped out 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. So how that lady came to me, with a young girl, she's only 18, was her mother actually 27 kilos with me about 5 years ago, and was a product love supervisor, if that makes sense. So with the referral system, she brought me 6 or 7 people. I put them underneath her and made a line, fit for a supervisor, because she was a product lover and very valuable in my team. And actually her daughter, now there's one up, and needs a hand. And yeah, she sort of said herself, you know, she sees my advertisements and she said the trust was already there because Mum built that with you, and I knew I was in good hands. So that's why I finally made the phone call and I want to come out and see you. So got her started on the product. So she had her first day today on the product, day 1. I'll talk to her again on Wednesday evening. She's not going to be in the challenge for a little bit of confidence first, and maybe get her back into the second challenge for the year. So that was good.
That's awesome. So it's interesting, isn't it, how some people just come back through, or it's, you know, someone knows someone or they've been watching for a while. So yes, I think that's always important. You know, people are watching, so make sure we're being consistent ourselves and always available for people to contact us. You know, make yourself available. Not, I don't mean 24/7, but let people being able to get to you and reach out even. So that's fantastic. Thank you for sharing, Lydia. That's amazing. Good news for the week. So happy for you. It's going to be a good year for you. Rosemary, what's your good news for the week?
Thank you.
My good news would be I started a weight loss challenge last Tuesday night at our Runcorn Tavern. 20 ladies, 1 gentleman started. I've got 5 more, possibly more, coming tomorrow night that are, you know, coming back as well, and 1 from a flyer who, so that's exciting. The other thing, and hopefully I will get some, no doubt, retail and recruiting from that. And the other thing, I honestly thank Gary, God bless him and may he rest in peace, but he helped me see, you know, getting on BizWorks, how important that is. And I have to say it is, because you know how you check the volumes of people, and I had 2 of my clients who constantly, you know, love the products like you or I do, all of us, and they were close to having done their 4,000 volume. So it was so important to have notified them so that they didn't miss out on that. So I had 2 that actually went up to supervisor just, this in January, which was fabulous. Another client saw results of one of my brothers with different products, but especially Lifeline, and requested that, which I had sent that from Adelaide. And my grandson, 14-year-old, said to me, Nana, what's the skin? What's it all about? So I gave him a demonstration and have started him on the cleanser and what was the other? There's several other products as well. So so I think that's exciting. Yep.
Fantastic. Thank you, Rosemary. I always appreciate you sharing, and I love how passionate you are about the weight loss challenges. I love that you do the live one, and obviously I do a kind of live / online one, just so that it covers all bases. So we might have to do a training call just covering that, because it's I think such a great thing for people to get involved in and become part of that community. So thank you for sharing.
Pleasure.
Also, Irene, what was your good news? I know you got some good results from the 4-week challenge in your first week, or actually first few days even. So tell me what you've...
Yes. Well, normally on a Friday I will send out and phone, depending on the people. I send out text messages to wish people a nice weekend, and, you know, sometimes I put on a little tip of what's like when it gets hot water, blah, blah, blah. And I just wrote that I was, you know, that I was so excited because I had lost, and I must say, I lost in 2 days just by being good. I lost just on 1 kilo and 8.5 centimeters.
Wow.
I was so surprised. I didn't expect that. And for me, there's so many women over 70 like I am, and they don't believe they can anymore. And what's so good is you can. The body will do it for you. So I sort of put that in my message. I'm so excited. And Diane immediately responded, and she's now coming on the challenge. And she's a long-term client who, you know, we've always been in touch together. And then there's another lady who wants to talk to me about it as well. So that was really exciting, that just by using my own story and a news story, it really got people interested. I got congratulations from other people, but they were the 2, and particularly Diane, that was very, very interested. And Joni, I don't know. She said she was interested, but I have to follow it up a little bit closer.
And
I was very happy with that. You know?
That it shows that results inspire people all the time.
Absolutely.
Always the result. So.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you, Irene. Maureen, I know you jumped on the challenge too to get work on
Yes.
the results. So you've got a great result in your first week. Tell everyone what you've achieved.
Well, my first week didn't start very well because, as you know, I was in Adelaide for about 5 days of, catching up with friends and everything. So really, I started on the Tuesday, and I've lost just over 1 kilo and 6 centimeters, which is great.
Great.
And what I'm really enjoying is, it's like you're saying, Irene, when now I'm talking to customers and things like that, I feel a lot more confident because, you know what I mean, you're getting the results yourself. And I think the concept of us all uniting and sharing the results and sharing recipe ideas and things like that is really good. It's really a good concept.
Absolutely. So I'll be rolling out a few things this week as well, but also trying to help with a bit of personal development. So really will be fitness, mindset. We've got a big focus on nutrition and the Herbalife nutrition, of course, but we'll do it in a nice, subtle, cool way that doesn't look like we're just trying to, sell everyone stuff. Even though, of course, we want them on it because they're going to get better results. So that's really cool. So thank you for sharing results. So I'm going to roll those out. I was going to try and get it done tonight, but I think tomorrow I'll have more time just to sit because I want to do this little video thing that I've been learning and put everyone's results on it. But anyone you've got on the challenge, so Irene, I know now you've got 3 people or 4 people on the challenge, I'm pretty sure. So that means that when it comes to doing results, you can just post them individually, or you can do like our group, Team Irene, this is what we've been achieving. So you can just roll that out when you're ready because people have started at different times. It doesn't matter. Just you can roll them out on that group as you want to.
Well, we'll see how I go technologically.
I can help you. I'll give you a hand.
I have to do this myself because I have been hiding behind computers, frightened, and now I need help to step up. So I will try, and if I have a problem, I'll get in touch.
Excellent. So, so let me just check if I haven't missed anyone. So I hope I've got everyone that's wanted to share. So my good news for the week was got 1 new member last week. So she had been on the products before retail, came off Facebook. So she was actually interested in the goal setting workshop and she couldn't come. And then she PM'd me, came into the centre. We had a chat. She'd sort of known about Herbalife and over the years and knew people had done it. And then she's got started. So then she's had her first full month retail, but because she'd been in a similar business before, she knew a bit about the wholesale. So she kept asking. So generally I'd make them wait just that little bit longer, but she's loving the products, getting great results, coming to Fit Club. She came to the Let's Go February event on Saturday. So that's really cool. And I've got a new supervisor. So Tamara, who lives at Emu Park area up near Rockhampton, she just been ordering, and she's got this lovely client underneath her who lives at Coolula Cove here in out of Gympie, then at Tin Can Bay, so that they used to live in the same area. They became friends, and Helen's just lovely. So she's in her 70s and she's just loving it, and she's asking about the skin now, and she's also asking about doing a walking group out her way. So I'll definitely go out there and give her a hand and even do body scans and sampling on something once a month or something like that, whatever she needs. So I was really excited for Tamara. She's had quite a stressful 12 months moving up there and all the things that have happened in her life, but she's done a great job. So that was great. And Kate, who used to be an old supervisor of mine, dropped out because she was worrying about what people, she said, I was listening to other people's negativity and caring about what they thought, and she dropped away. And of course, I never got to have that conversation with her, but now she's recontacted me. She's back on the products, getting great results. She's got 3 clients. She came on Saturday to the Let's Go Feb event, which is kind of like our kickoff, and she brought 2 people with her, and now she's got 2 new clients as well. So I'm really excited for her. And she said, I wasn't even looking to do the business. I just wanted to do it for me, but all these people are coming out of the woodwork. So been really, trying to work with her to help her as well. And today went to see a beauty therapist friend, and she reordered some products, and she calls the Active Fiber Complex the colon cleanse. And she loves it. So she ordered some products. She's still at full retail. She's even given me a referral, and she won't sign up. And this lady, Donna's doing fantastic. She's been ordering heaps of products. But yeah, she just, she keeps giving me these referrals. Plus I got to leave flyers on her counter, and I had some people come in for the challenge before Fit Club this morning. I think we had 6 people. 2 did their challenge results, and then 1 took flyers. And then I said to the group, hey, if you want to do some flyers in your streets, for me, that would be fantastic. Do a few streets around your house, and then I'll put you in a draw for a promote item like a bottle or something like that. So they're all keen to do that. So get creative and get your army of clients out there doing flyers because you're training them. So that's my good news. And now we can continue on. So thank you everyone for sharing. Oh, Steve, did you have anything you wanted to share? Sorry,
I changed computer so now I can hear and talk.
Cool.
I couldn't hear on the other computer. I haven't got really. Well, I've got some great news, I guess. You know about the fall I had the other week.
Yes.
And I was told I had to go and have a stitch on the lip, which I didn't. I ignored, and it healed within 10 days. It was gone, healed up. I had a massive bruise on my right arm, and I kept rubbing aloe gel into it, and I think the bruise was gone within 5 days. And it was absolutely massive. And since the 7th of January, I have lost 2.2 kilos in weight.
Excellent.
Wow.
So I'm getting to where I want to be.
Woohoo!
Well, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing, Steve. That's fantastic. Glad that you're healing fast as well.
Yeah.
Now, if anyone wants to mute themselves, you can do that. But of course, if you want to share as we go along, that would be fantastic. I actually can't see the arrow because it's white on white, but I think it's there. So we continue on. No, oh yeah, there it is. So we did our share. So now we're covering the art of recruiting. So of course we've done retail, then we did customer care and follow-up, and of course we're going to do recruiting because that's the next part. And I was always taught to do, like 80% recruiting and 20% retail. So have enough clients that you would have, some good cash flow and that sort of volume. It helps pay for your products and whatever else. But then you want to spend more time on recruiting so that you can find people that can do what you can do. So because we've only got so many hours in the day, as we all know, and we can only help so many clients. Look, I've had up to 52 clients in 1 month, and is it quite time intensive? Yes, it is. A lot of them I was seeing face to face. So, imagine if you're leveraging your time and helping. So you're helping 200 retail clients versus having 20 of your own and then 10 team members with 20 of their own, which is actually 220. But you want to work smart. You want to duplicate yourself and other people and find people that feel passionate about it. Once someone's locked into the products and you can see they're sharing it naturally, it's easy then to kind of drip feed the recruiting to get your products cheaper or maybe just a little bit of extra income, and you just do it in a nice organic way. But then you're going to have people that are business builders that really they're looking for extra income. So I know I was a lot like Lydia, where I called up a recruiting ad in the newspaper. Okay, and I went along to an information session and had no idea what was going on. But luckily, my boyfriend at the time did know, and he said yes. So I have to thank him. Always going to thank Peter for seeing something that I would have never have seen. I probably just would have walked out there and never known the difference. But I did see the ad and rang it, so I kind of feel like I'd half did it. So you need to start finding people, okay? And it opens up all areas of the marketing plan. And of course, we want to develop a royalty income. We want money coming in every single month, whether we get out of bed or not, and having that flexibility. And does it take time to do that? Sure. Is it worth doing it? Yep. So we've been listening to a lot of Gary Vee with personal development, and he always says, you might work from 9 to 5, but after that, you should be you're having time to work on your business. So if you've got anyone that's watching TV or they're doing lots of other things, they've got to make a choice of where they spend their time. They have to, otherwise they're never going to change anything. So, for me, I don't watch normal TV. I might watch some movies and things like that, but I watch very little TV because I really want to make a change, because I've obviously had lots of stuff happen in my life where I've built up my business and then had a few things happen in the background that were beyond my control and had things drop back, and now I'm in building mode. So I know I can recreate it, but it takes work, and I'm prepared to do that because it's for my family, it's for my future. I absolutely love it. And so you have to make those decisions. So the art of recruiting, how to generate leads. So we actually need to find people to talk to because we really get paid to talk to people when it comes down to it. And Gary always said this: if you talk to lots of people, you're going to get lots of customers. If you talk to some people, you're going to get some customers. And if you talk to none, people, If you talk to none, well, you can pretty much answer that question. So how many people are you really talking to every single day? And I get that it's out of most people's comfort zone, or maybe you feel like, oh, I don't want to sell to my friends, or you know, whatever it is, it feels forced. You need to find ways with your passion for sharing with people and wanting to help them, that you're out there putting yourself out there, whether it's advertising. If you don't like talking to people, go do flyers. If you don't have time to do flyers, you live in the country where there's no letterboxes, go and find people face-to-face in businesses or online or whatever you've got to do to talk to people every single day. And then you need to choose a number. You're going to speak to 3 a day, 5 a day, 10 a day, or Gary's 30 a day. What is it that you're going to choose? You need to choose a number. So I think this is really important. And sometimes I lose track of this. Like, I'll be going along quite busy doing things and get to the end of the week and go, you know what, I haven't been focused on my number. So I've got to make sure tomorrow, Tuesday, after clients in the morning, I need to go and do some walk and talks. That's what has to happen. So, and you have to be consistent. The more consistent you are, and I'm not saying you've got to work 7 days a week. You might just want to pick 3 days a week that you do it consistently, as long as it's consistently 3 days a week. And it might be 5 hours a day or 2 hours a day, or in the pockets of time that you've got. I know when I worked full time at Telstra, it was in my half-hour lunch break. I worked in the city in Adelaide. I had flyers, and I just went out and I put flyers everywhere. Okay. And wherever I went, I just put as many I could in that half hour. And then after work, I would do some. Now that I have children, obviously school hours work great, and then I just try and fit pockets of time in. Now that I've got the girls, obviously 1 week on, 1 week off, the week I don't have them, which is this week, I need to work my butt off so that when I do have them, I can spend quality time with them. So, you know, you need to work it around your situation that fits for you, and you've got to be okay with it. It's got to sit well with you. So how to generate leads. So it comes down to talking to people again. And as you know, we have this menu. So it's just like going to a restaurant. You're never going to choose everything at the restaurant on the menu. You choose what you like and what suits you or what suits your budget, whatever it is. It's exactly the same with a business. And you need to find ways that you feel comfortable with to get out and create leads and talk to people. But you want to choose at least 4 methods. I know some people choose more, because some of these, for example, the car sign, that's set and forget. So once you make a car sign, really that's already working for you, or you're able to put up posters and things in places. I then don't really count them as my main method. I try and find something that I can do every day. So you want to choose 4 methods for stability. So it's like a table with 4 legs, because if you only had one table with 1 leg, so for example, you lived in Townsville, you got floods, you can't do flyers, and you only had 1 method, what are you going to do? But if you had some social media stuff going, you were talking to people you know still that didn't live in that town, whatever it is, you could work around it if you could. You might even have someone like, I know Lydia's really smart, she pays someone to do flyers in Rocky that's not in her area. So there's still something happening while you're doing other things as well. You've got to look at what can I do and add in. So I just thought I'd ask what some people's favourite methods are for recruiting. So Irene, what's your favourite recruiting method?
Well, for me, I think talking to people, because I'm not very good on the computer. So I like to talk to people, and I tend to come from a retail aspect of recruiting, because I want them to love the products first and then bring them into the business slowly but surely. And I think that when you do that, they stay longer, because they've got to be in connection with the products first. And really, if you think about it, recruiting is about somebody who is a product lover, who loves the product so much they want to share it with others.
Yep. I would agree. So then tell me then, so the last person you recruited, or maybe a way that you introduce it with that type of person, what would you say to them to introduce them to the business side?
Well, it would depend on the situation. For example, and I have to be frank and say that I haven't been recruiting lately. I've been caring. I've been a carer for over a year. However, when I recruit, I like to just be very frank and say what I'm doing, how I do it. So I would say to some, well, I'll tell you what I do, and then it would be easier.
Yep.
I'm out and about walking and talking, and I might go into a shop, or I might see somebody at one of those stalls, and I always try to look at what they're involved in, so I have something to relate to. And then I just say to them, look, I'm working in this area, and up here I can say very honestly, I'm new to this area. I'm looking for some people who would be interested in earning a little extra income without disturbing what their main occupation is. If you know of anybody who might be interested in earning a little extra cash. And so looking at their eyes, the same as with retail, you can see if they're interested or they're not. If they're interested, then we do have some HOMs happening on the Sunshine Coast on a Tuesday night. But I really like to bring them to my own home, because I feel that a lot of people want to work from home now, and they're happy. And then just on the computer, just tell them a little bit about the business. If it's long distance, I definitely put them, I get Conrad to put them onto the computer so they can read the information. And that's how we've been doing it. However, it's a new year, and I'm very excited about doing a lot of other things, and social media will be one of them when I get a little bit better. So that's really it, Shelley. Have I answered your question?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much, Irene. So Lydia, so you're in a country town, you're working around your family, so obviously you can't do massive letterbox drops and things like that. So what's your favourite recruiting method, and how did you recruit your last person? Waiting for the internet to catch up.
Okay. So I didn't hear anything after the letterbox, but anyway, I'm assuming you want for recruiting.
Yep.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hello?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so usually work, in the past, I have always worked by clients. So anybody that has come through as a client, always offering a bigger discount, and who do they know and who can we help? And like I had the conversation in the front yard last Monday, I think it was, with a girl that's just come back onto the products, needs to lose 5 to 7 kilos after her 4th bump. And I asked her the question about, is she back at work yet? Back at teacher's aid, and it's just life is too hectic. And she sort of looked at me and I said, oh, okay then. And I said, how many people know that you're getting started on Herbalife again? And she said, well, actually, I've told quite a few. And I said, well, yeah, because she was sort of saying that money was an issue because she could only afford the 3 products. And I said, well, look, if you've told a few what you're doing, I said, let's just, get these 5, 7 kilos off. And then I can talk to you about getting your products for free. Any referrals, I can help you, look after your friends, because they are your friends that probably want to work with you. And she said, look, that sounds really interesting. And I actually did say to my husband a couple of weeks ago about getting a job working from home. And I've always loved Herbalife and I've always loved the product. I might take you up on that conversation. So that's just something that I would usually do, and then do that follow-up on that particular conversation during our weekly follow-ups, and just very subtly, introduce them to the business. But yeah, that's how I've only really ever done the business, Shelley, is just recruiting from my first lines, and working obviously with my second and third lines as they have them. So yeah, never really had a great strike rate from just advertising raw recruiting.
Yep. That's great, thank you. And I think it's a really powerful way of doing it. I think might have the stats in here where over 70% of President's team members were clients first. So of course it's a great resource pool to draw from, and always just offer anyway. So sometimes we can be a bit shy. I think, oh no, they wouldn't be interested, or we make that decision. So just letting them know. So thank you very much for sharing that. That's awesome. Maureen, did you want to share what your favourite recruiting method?
Well, I have basically been in retirement for quite a while, so I'm just getting back into it. So I'm lucky in that I have quite a few distributors underneath me. And so what I've been doing is reconnecting with people who've dropped out, perhaps. Yep. And I spoke to a lady a few weeks ago, and she really wasn't interested in getting back into the business, but she had 2 people underneath her being in the business. And I spoke to one of the other ladies, and she actually got re-registered, which is great, a couple of weeks ago. And another thing I'm doing is I'm ringing places like beauty salons, you know, and gyms, and just talking about the business and saying, can I send out some brochures and flyers? So I've only just started doing that, so I'll see how that goes. But it will obviously lead to something, you know. It's yeah.
Very interested, and even if you can kind of write a little basic script of how you go and get some stats and over the next few months.
Yeah.
You know, because there's always, you know, that works with a lot of people. Like I've got some people that have mobility issues, so that would be something they could do, is just ringing businesses and posting stuff out. That would probably be great to be able to do.
Okay.
So that's awesome. Thank you, Maureen, and looking forward to seeing more results with you on the challenge.
Yes, so am I. I've got all those dresses in my wardrobe that are just a bit snug.
Remember, I'll be seeing you on Friday. So, Rosemary, tell me what your favourite recruiting method is. I can see already where you do a bit of your recruiting from, but anything else that you'd like to share, or your favourite recruiting method and where your last person came from?
I find I'm always constantly, you know, wanting to perhaps encourage others to get on Herbalife because I love it that much. So when I shop, you know, when I've got, you know, certain buttons on, depending on what that button might be, people will say, you know, what's that about? So that gives me an opportunity to talk to that person, and you know, I just maybe say, you know, are you serious, or just curious, whether it be to do with the weight loss side of it or the business side of it. But mainly, I think when I move around in my, you know, wherever I go with my friends and all of that, I listen to what people are saying. So I'm listening to the conversation, and if that conversation then allows me to enter into whether it might be, you know, perhaps improving one's health or their, you know, fitness, weight loss, I'll then, you know, invite them to have a, you know, conversation with me at home, or, yeah, so it really doesn't matter where I am. I love talking to people. It's never been a problem. So I guess that's part of my nursing career. So I do that. I've done flyers, I've done, you know, ads and stuff like that as well. But person to person, and especially within, I know with the Weight Loss Challenge, I am able to, you know, touch a lot of people's lives with that as well. So that's probably one of my favourites, to be honest.
Awesome.
Yeah, and where I can, I'll, you know, recruit, of course, because you encourage people to, you know, if they're serious about staying on Herbalife, you know, why not get the discounts? Some people don't want the discount, they just want to be a retail customer, so you just leave them be. But that's what I do. I just listen to what people are saying to me, and I just do my best to help those people, whoever they may be.
Excellent. Thank you, Rosemary. That's awesome. And so you can choose, these are just a few here, people you know, and you want to let the people you know what you do, because you know, they just might know someone you can help. So even just asking, who do you know, or, you know, I've just started my business, or, you know, like Maureen can go, I'm just, you know, getting back into it and looking for some, you know, people to start working with. Yeah, there's people you know, it's you've already got a rapport with them, they already trust and like you, and you like and trust them. Definitely being branded, and in different ways. You can be very subtly branded, you can be way out there branded, whatever you feel comfortable with. Buttons are great. Like, I like wearing the I've lost over one. That's just something I even forget that I'm wearing it pretty much most of the time. It's just like it's part of me. Flyers, I've always got flyers on me, and obviously Gympie is a little bit hilly and small. So not that I've done flyers everywhere either. I really feel like I've hardly scratched it, but always got them on there. If someone asks me, I can get it, but trying hard to get their number, asking for their details, so it puts me in that control of being able to follow up. Or if I know where they work, I can go back again. So I'm doing a lot more of that, especially after the goal setting workshop, just re-engaging with people. Like, I just saw someone that came to the goal setting workshop. She was just did a post about her weight, saying that was the heaviest she's ever been. And I just messaged her and said, hey, if you want to come in and have a chat, I might be able to help you with your goals. Happy to help in any way. So I've just reached out. It might not go anywhere. It might. Ads definitely are great, but you need to be smart about where you're spending your money. And obviously online is a good way to go, but you don't want to throw too much out there. You just want to kind of have something consistent, a consistent budget you can do every single week or month or day, however you do it. And you need to know what you're wanting to advertise, and just start learning. Just Google and go onto YouTube how to do Facebook ads or how to do ads on Instagram or whatever it is, and start teaching yourself how to do that new thing. That's for you, Irene. Type in Google. Google's great. How do I blah, blah, blah. And it's amazing what comes up.
Okay.
So asking who do you know doesn't even have to be people. You could go into a business, the same thing. Just with social media, I've got little asterisks to make sure you use the guidelines. It's very easy to sometimes step outside the boundaries, and just making sure that we, put on our results. Individual results may vary, results not typical, in size 10 or 12 font, whatever it is. Just covering all those things, because remember, we're the leaders. If we're not doing it, why would we expect our people to do it? And so they're going to copy. So we've got to make sure that they're protecting the golden goose, which is Herbalife. He's paid every single month, never been late. We want to make sure we protect Herbalife and do the right thing. And it's not that hard, really, just to work around it and be creative. Walk and talks. Look, I used to be terrified to do it. I remember, and when I was in Adelaide, I'm really shy. I'd go into a shop and then I'd lose my nerve and walk straight back out again. But I know in Gympie, with my time, this is the most time-effective thing to do. And people get to know you. Oh, here she comes again. I'm always doing Mary Street, and there's always different workers in there, or all the same people that get to know you. And I went into the furniture shop. We've been in there so many times, because I bought mattresses off them. And the guy, he's in Tassie at the moment. When he gets back, he's having knee surgery. I've got results ready to give to him. And one of the ladies in there said, yep, I'll be ready to talk to you soon. I've just got a few things to sort. So people will come back. Definitely recruiting from your clients, like Lydia was saying, and Irene and most of you, letting them know there's an opportunity and inviting them to come and take a look. Posters, pull tabs, surveys, which just kind of goes in with walk and talk, asking for referrals, and having any signage on your car if you're able to, but choosing at least 4 for stability, and being super, there's nothing that beats consistency. But try not to reinvent the wheel and come up with something you don't know. Don't put all your money and time into something you don't know it's going to work. Copy what's already working. That's all I can say. If you copy what's working, you're learning from other people's experiences. And Jim Rohn always says that's one of the smartest ways that you can do it. So then once someone calls, of course, you want to know what to say. And look, you really need to invite them into something. So we either need to have a recorded HOM or a live Herbalife Opportunity Meeting. Jen, coming off for abbreviating. She's had trouble getting on the call tonight, so I don't know if she's on now. But yeah, the link's not working for her for some reason. I don't know why that is. But anyway, I'll record it for Jan, and hopefully she'll be on next week. So once you've talked to someone, you want to be able to invite them into something, whether it's one-on-one, a flip book, whatever works for you, a website, something you can send them to get the facts so they can make an informed decision. So developing that set of words, using a proven script. There's lots of scripts out there. I know Lydia shared hers, and obviously we get them from other people. And really the script helps you to target key people. It screens out people that aren't serious, because if they're not serious, your time's valuable. You want to have the script near the phone and call people back when you're prepared. And again, attitude is everything. So I make sure, if my attitude's not great, which is not very often, is go listen to some personal development, have a Herbie beverage, get my mind right, stand up, get my energy up before I speak to someone, okay? So you really want to make sure your attitude is right, and start telling yourself, this could be my next presence team member. Treat everybody like they could be your next presence team member, and treat them accordingly. So again, what to say before you call. Practice with your mentor, family and friends. So you can do practice calls. So sometimes family and friends can be difficult and negative. Don't worry about it. Treat it as good training for your attitude and consistency, and because you've got to get thick skin. You're going to get some no's, and it's okay. Not everyone's going to say yes, and you probably don't want everyone to say yes. You still need people to pour your wine at the restaurant, and massage you when you need a massage, and whatever else it is. Not everyone's going to be a Herbalife member. But we want everyone to take Herbalife, but not everyone's going to be a business builder. So, and that's okay. So, but make sure you practice. Your mentor's good to practice with because they can throw out some questions they know will come up. Tape yourself if you want to. That's a really good way, and play it back. You'll pick up a lot of things that you're saying, ums and ahs, or anything maybe that you should eliminate out of your language. You want to develop the right mindset. I really do think that doing personal development, listening to Jim Rohn or any sort of personal development on a regular basis gives you a better mindset. You'll be rock solid, you'll be bulletproof, and you need to keep reading your goals, having them in front of you, always have a Herbie beverage beforehand, and you want to learn how to lift your vibration level up, because guess what? You attract like-minded people, so you want to attract people with a high vibration level because they're probably going to be the ones that are open-minded and receptive to what you've got. But if you're feeling down on the low vibration, you're probably going to attract people that maybe aren't serious or are going to waste your time. So be really aware of who you're attracting to you. You want to be attractive. So who it is that you want to attract. So did anyone have any other tips on what to say or what to do before you do calls?
I think before you do a call, it's really good if to have a shake, because that will help with your vibration levels.
Yep.
And also, so if you're a little nervous, sometime why with the shake can help. And always remember that you have something very special to offer, and and that you want to help rather than anything else. So
Yep.
definitely have a shake first.
Yep. I mean, they're lucky to be joining your team. That's all you got to think. Wow, these people are so lucky. They get to work with me. So imagine if we had that attitude. So another thing too, because guess what happens when we're a bit nervous or shy? We tend to talk a lot, and we talk more, and we ask less questions. So we really want it the opposite. We want our person asking more questions and talking more, so because we know we're going to get so much from it. You're going to learn so much about them. So using form is a really good way of getting that into the conversation. So form is asking them about family. Do you have kids? Are you married? Have you been living here long? Those sort of things. Have you been in the area? So that's a really good way of finding out about them personally. Occupation also, what do you do for work? Or you're studying, finding out what they're doing with their time. Are they going to be a full-time or are they going to be a part-time? Recreation, so hobbies, sports, things like that. Hey, what do you like doing? Do you play any sport? And you just start finding out. So the FOR is all about them. But then what you're doing is you're listening for the message of what they're dissatisfied with. So the message they're telling you, you can find a Herbalife solution. So if they're feeling tired and run down, or they're trying to lose weight, they're stressed, you can target the products. If they're not getting to spend enough time with their family, or they hate their job or their boss, or they're traveling too much with their work, you can tie that into what Herbalife and the income opportunity could do for them. Share lots of results and stories that relate to them. So obviously every time you're talking to someone and you get to know them, we've got so many different backgrounds and stories just on this call alone that you can relate. So you've always just got to be able to relate to someone, and then you actually have to ask for a decision. Once you've presented all the facts, you need to say, hey, when do you want to get started? Or, at a level of 10, 1 to 10, what's your level of interest? Whatever it is, you need to ask them, do they want to get started? You don't want to maybe, because then you're always wondering, and it uses up a lot of your time and energy. It's okay if they say no, it probably doesn't mean forever. And you just keep inviting them. So always invite to a Herbalife opportunity meeting or presentation, because there's always more stories. So make sure there's many stories as possible, and keep inviting them till you get a no. So, and then maybe invite them one more time after that. So anyway, just be persistent. So sometimes you just get a feeling about someone, and sometimes people, it's like getting a fly in the lead box. They might need to see it 6 or 7 times before they call. It might be the same with those sort of things. So don't give up on people unless they're telling you, please don't contact me anymore. And I don't mean you to harass people, but doing it because you really care about them. And you can see more in them than they can see in themselves. So once you get a new person started, of course, they get their member pack, and there's all this stuff in it. It can be a little bit overwhelming. So when you're following up, get the person's details. so that you can follow up, invite, and ask for a decision. And oh, sorry, this is from before. No doesn't mean no forever. People's situations change. This is correct. So we know even when I'm doing letterboxes, I know that there's going to be a percentage of new people that have just moved into the area because people move in and out. Some people might have lost their job, like someone's just had a baby. All these situations change to where someone's more receptive to what you have to offer. Just like Lydia was saying, she had her client that's now in a different situation where she's more receptive to the opportunity. So plug people into the community, drip feed information if necessary through Facebook posts or different things that you can do. But ultimately, we're looking for dissatisfied people. And this is from the Millionaire Training Tapes with Larry Thompson. He just said, we're looking for dissatisfied people, and there's lots of them out there. Find out what they're dissatisfied with and show them a Herbalife solution and become that problem solver. So the better problem solver you are, the more successful you'll be. So, okay, so this is a follow-up. So once you get someone that becomes a member, you want to go through some setup steps with them. I know on the Supervisor Academies, and I've actually got it, and I'll put it on Challenge Yourself Daily, is that list of steps that Gary always shared on the Supervisor Academy, so I will put it on there. But obviously getting them a product result. If someone comes in from business purposes, they still need to have a product result and they still need to be locked into the products. We don't just want them to be all money, 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 because the first challenge that happens, they're going to be out. We need them to have an emotional attachment and a strong enough why that they want to help other people. So plug them into the Challenge Yourself Daily group, any of your trainings and events, and all you do is you find out what people want and then you help them achieve it. So if you want to achieve something, just help other people achieve what they want and you'll achieve what you want. It's a great way to take the focus off yourself and put it onto other people, and how can you help them achieve what they want to achieve. So first you've got to find that out, and again, become that problem solver. So, okay, let me just go back. So I'm just keeping on the time as well. So Irene, what's a few things that you would do with a new member to help them get off to a good start?
Well, depending on where they are, I would have them either make a shake, me knowing what they were doing, or make a shake with them together here. That's the first thing, because if they don't love the shake, you really, it just doesn't work. That's one of the first things from product. And I would give them a quick run out down, just quickly on cellular nutrition, because I think that in today's world there's so many different options out there. They need to know the uniqueness of Herbalife.
Yep.
And then from there I would just show them the first step, and I do it very gently. I like to show them from getting registered to a senior consultant, and that's just such a natural thing that you would want to do. It makes sense. And then from there, depending on what they want, then moving them forward from there. So that's the first step I do, the shake, and showing them senior consultant very simply, nothing complicated, because I know for me, I only saw getting registered, and I had 4 people, myself, my husband, and the 2 daughters, one needing the products, and I thought 25% gave me 1 free a month, and I thought it was a brilliant deal, and I love the product. So I try and do that with everybody.
Thank you. That's great tips. Rosemary, what would you do for starting a new person?
Exactly what Irene said. To me, if they're not loving, the shake itself for a starter, I really don't think you're going to keep them in the business taking the products. So the shake, definitely make sure it's one they like, and also all the other products, slowly introduce them to them if that's what they want. But I always listen to people. With regards, I never force or push anyone into anything ever. So it's just listening to what they themselves want. And just do exactly what Irene's done. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, and I'm glad that you said that. So here's 2 ladies that have been in the business over 25 years each, and their first response to getting someone started is the products. And the result and how they feel about that. So that's so important because we want people to feel about the products like we do.
Absolutely.
And they can get that belief and love for the products even in the first week. We know this. So once someone becomes a member, go through their setup steps, whatever you've got in place for your people. So I have like a customer profile, but I still do the same thing with my team member, I still have the profile and go through it with them and help them with their result and track their results, whether they're doing them themselves or I'm doing it for them. So the product result is their biggest asset. So Lydia's really good at this, helping people package their story and put it in a way that's using all the facts and make it as powerful as possible. Before and afters, all that sort of thing really helps. And then teach them how to share their result to somebody, and you can practice that with them, plug them into the coach group and trainings events, and go find out what their goals are as well. I'm not quite sure if I've got this on here. Let me have a look. No. So yeah, just making sure that you know what their goals are and what they want, showing them the bigger picture and getting them to an event where they can see the bigger picture as well. All those sort of things really do help. And keep following up as a customer, because you'll teach them how to do good follow-up through example. So usually that's why customers make good team members, because they know how to do good follow-up because they've been followed up themselves. You want to teach your team members to keep good records. Treat your business like a business. I know Rosen was saying about BizWorks, that Gary really taught you about BizWorks. Having it there so you can see what's going on in your business as it grows, being organized, having a diary or a planner, whether you've got a paper one or online, keeping all your business related receipts, setting up a separate bank account for your business. I know some people that have two purses. They have their living purse, and then they have their business one, which I think is great as well. Filling out the retail order form, tax invoice for each client so you can get all their details, and even as well using the Get 20 Keep 20 gauge sheet or something like that, so you can track and see what's happening in your business each month and see it expanding and growing. So you really want to have, is it a business or a hobby? Hobbies cost you money, business will make you money. So we need to treat it like a business, okay, right from day one. So using the monthly gauge sheet, which is the Get 20 Keep 20 or something like that works for you. I know Andrea Williams has one where it's more in a line, and so, but different things suit different people. Some people like pen and paper, other people like an Excel spreadsheet. So however you'd like to do things that suit you, that's what you should do. Again, using BizWorks to keep track of your volume and your team's progress, to see how, because it's great. BizWorks shows you if someone's renewal's coming up. So you'll say, hey, you haven't renewed. Did you realize it's coming up? Or you're getting close to this. So I knew when Tamara was getting close to supervisor, I was able to message her and say, hey, just guess what? You're not that far off. You're 200 volume points off. And then I saw Helen put an order through and she only had like 100 volume points to go. So that was really exciting. So keeping track of their progress. Letting people know all about the options in the marketing plan. And we've got 2 great marketing plan recordings that you can send people, or you can go through it with them if you like, or do a napkin presentation, whatever suits you. Don't prejudge, just show them the options and let them decide. Look for a good bookkeeper or accountant as things go, because I know, Irene, you were talking about your BAS. So obviously as you get to that higher turnover, you're going to need to do your BAS. So make sure that you're organised, and again, treat it like a business. Okay, we want you to have a successful, flourishing business. It's constantly growing. So final tips is treat your team members like a client so that they understand the power of the products and of follow-up, and teaching them good follow-up. Help them get an obvious result. Show them also how to package their story, which I know Lydia is fantastic at. Teach them how to do good follow-up, for example, which we just said. Use the events to help upgrade people, because sometimes they won't listen to you, but they might listen to a different voice or somebody else that they relate to. So that's what events are great for. Know what people want and then give them the support they need accordingly. So for example, if someone does just want to use the products, don't treat them like a business builder and try and get them into everything and onto the team groups, because you might scare them off or they might feel too much pressure. And again, if you've got a business builder, make sure you're giving them the time they need to learn and grow, and giving those realistic expectations of what they need to be doing to grow. So you need to know, are they a business builder, are they a volume producer, or are they a client? So guess what? Sometimes a client can go into business builder. Sometimes a business builder can go to becoming a client. So you need to kind of always have that gauge happening and your finger on the pulse, and you'll know just by their activity anyway. Some people won't do what they say they're going to do, and you need to have those honest conversations, but offer the opportunity to everybody. So, okay, so this is always a really good one too. I think that promoting events and all the, so we've got events and promotions that people, that Herbalife put on, and So number one, you want to know them. Make sure you know all the promotions, and I'll just quickly go through them before we wrap up. And I know that Larry Thompson always called it the art of promotion. I know Gary was really big on this as well. So you always had the pre-promotion, like letting people know what's coming up and what's in it for them. People don't want to know what's in it for you and why it benefits you. They want to know what's in it for me. And I remember Mark Hughes always doing that. Was it WIIFM? What's in it for me? And you want to show people, why do they want to go? Why would they want to go to Spectacular? The event is where everything's happening. So this is the lead up to the event, and you want to create, why they want to go and get those invitations out and keep inviting people and sharing what could happen. If you've got photos and videos from past events, you can show that to paint the picture. But at the event where the sizzle is, so of course we've got this amazing event coming up this weekend in Adelaide for the Spectacular. So while we're there, guess what we're going to do? Taking little videos and photos, collecting stories, and really showing what happened at that event and what was so amazing. So this is the sizzle. So that's why we want to document it when we go there in our own way. And I think there's a little bit of balance there too. So when I'm at an event, yes, I'll take some photos, but I don't want to be taking screenshots every single time. I also want to sit and absorb and enjoy being in the moment as well, and not just having to document everything that way. And also I don't just want to keep taking photos of screenshots. I know the power of is actually writing the notes down and writing it and seeing it as I do it. I actually absorbs more. So there's a little bit of balance to be aware of, and your job is to help your team members know that. And then the post promotion creates that fear of loss of someone not being there, but also helping them then to get to the next one. So this is why next Monday night's calls are going to be all about the Spectacular and what we learned and what we got there, and really sharing that whole experience. So for people that weren't able to go, we can share what we got from it and help them get to the next one. So events and promotions create growth. So what I'm going to do is, I think that's the last slide. I'll just check. Yes, it is. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to let me go into the share. Art of recruiting. Where is it? I can't see it. Is it that one? No, that's recruiting. That's recruiting. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. That sounds like I can't find the one that I want. I don't know where it is. Okay, let me just see. It might not let me do it. If not, that's okay. How do I get rid of this? Okay, so I'll just stop share. Okay, so just let me see. Let me minimize it. It's not going to let me. It's not letting me do it either. Okay, I don't know how to do it. Surprise. That's okay. So I have all the promotions on another slide. I'll just see if I've got it in both. Art of recruiting, PowerPoint, art of recruiting. Okay, I didn't open it up, so it's not going to let me do it unless maybe I can go into here. Oh, I might be able to do it. Hang on. Promotion. Yes, I can. So let's see if it'll let me. Okay, great. Can everyone see that?
No.
No, just see you.
No, I can't see it at all. I've just now got it on.
That's okay. Let me just try and find you then. It is here, so I wonder how I can find that. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. So I can see it in here, but I think it's not going to let me do it. Post, advanced, basic. Oh, here we go. There's desktop. Oh, I might be able to do it. This is new for me. I'm a bit excited. This works. I'm going to be very excited. So can you all see that?
Yeah, we can see what.
Yeah. Well, it's blank now.
So can you see what's next?
No, it's blank.
Why?
No, lost you.
Okay, do it again. Oh, here it is. This way. Share. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes, you did it.
Very good.
You can see it?
Good.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Okay, that's great.
Well done, Shelley.
Yeah.
How stressful was that? I need some Dong Quai. Okay, so you know what I'm like with technology. I'm learning all the time, but I haven't been able to switch between two PowerPoints before. I'm so excited that I did that.
You remember how you done it?
So what's next? Cut-off tickets for Spectacular is midnight tonight. So if you've got anyone that hasn't made up their mind, get on the phone and do that if you know you need to get them over the line. Open team call next Monday night has just got back from Spectacular Focus and sharing. Weekly events, if you've got Herbalife opportunity meetings, fit club, weight loss challenges, whatever it is that you've got on, you need to know your personal local weekly schedule. And if you don't have one, you need to create something. Okay, even if it's just a sample session or doing some wellness evaluations, you need to create something that you can invite people into. Kickoffs and STSs all around Australia and overseas. So if you've got international business, know your schedule and what to invite people into, and start thinking, who do I know in these different areas that I could invite into, or asking your clients or team members, hey, do you know anyone in Sydney? Oh yeah, I do. Oh great, would they be interested in going along to one of our events and hearing some results? So start thinking, who do I know and who can I invite to, not just in my local area, but also in all the other places. Spectacular is obviously this weekend. The Hong Kong extravaganza is in June, which is really exciting. I've been doing a bit of research on that. So I've just come up with all the slides. So this is Spectacular. So this is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They do, obviously the bike riders came in on the Thursday. So if you're able to be there to welcome them in, that's great too. Tickets, make sure tonight's the cut-off time for those. I don't know if they're going to let you buy them at the door, but I guess we'll find out. We've got Dan Waldron and Dr. Dana Ryan as our guest speakers, plus lots and lots of other things. Here's the agenda. I've got all of this on Challenge Yourself Daily. The party on the Saturday night, circus theme. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of clowns, so I'm assuming. There's a promotion for bringing your first line members, which includes a drink bottle, mason jars, and also photo opportunities. The VIP evening and the VIP setting. Congratulations for all the people that have qualified for that. And and I just wanted to go over Valentine's Day because that's coming up very soon. So I love February because it's my Herbalife anniversary on the 13th. Valentine's Day I don't normally do much for, but of course people spend lots of money on Valentine's Day. Why not spend it in your store? And also my birthday is on the 17th, so I have a very big month for February. So I was thinking, give the gift of Herbalife, start sharing with your members and clients and everything that if they're not into chocolates, they could order some Herbalife protein bars, wrap them up really nice with red ribbon and make them really special. You know what you could do? I just got this idea that you could put them on skewers and have them like a bunch of flowers. That would be good. The skin products as well, and different things that you could do just to make it more. You could even put like a protein bar in a red mug and make it as a little gift as well. So there's lots of things you can do to get the products out there with your teachers, your kids' teachers, grandkids' teachers. Yeah, just start thinking outside the square of people are spending money on this. Why not do through you? You could do some really nice little quotes and things like that too. So you can make it quite personalized. So I'll let people know they can come to you for that. And recipes for Valentine's Day too, I started looking. So you could make the Herbie chocolate with organic coconut oil and the Formula 1 chocolate, or the Rebuild. Dip your strawberries in, put them in the freezer, and they'll go like that. I saw this one here in the ice cube tray. You put the chocolate in the ice cube tray and then put the strawberries in, then pull them out. How cool is that?
That's good.
A chocolate strawberry shake. So there's lots of different recipes. You can put them on the skewers, the strawberries on the skewers, and you can actually do them like a bunch of flowers as well. Just be aware they do melt. So you'll have to give them to someone fairly quickly. But you must want to make a special shake party sample session. Rosemary, you could do this at your weight loss challenge. Have a Valentine's Day inspired evening and make some yummy treats like this. And they're healthy as well. So just getting you thinking about Valentine's Day and how to capitalize on that. Then we've got our Hong Kong extravaganza. So these are the qualifications. You do need to be a supervisor. So this is, if there's ever time to be a supervisor, this is it, so that you can attend these sort of events. I haven't been to Hong Kong before, so I'm a bit excited to be going. Just look for some photos as well. Looks pretty spectacular. Plus they've got Disneyland, so that's pretty cool. If you're thinking about taking your kids or grandkids to Disneyland, this would be a good opportunity. Just putting it out there. And then the vacation to Vietnam as well. So this is running since August. There was a double volume month in August. And if you go on to myherbalife.com.au, all these events are on here and exactly how to qualify and how to get your Herbie vacation points built up so you can attend these. And I've taken Jan's advice on really visualizing things and finding strong visuals of seeing yourself at that event. Okay, so one is actually printing it off and knowing how to qualify for it and tracking it. Two is seeing yourself already there. You know, imagine if every time you went to something you actually, it felt like you had already achieved it, how powerful that would be for you to move forward. So we want to keep visualizing, we want to keep setting goals and keep sharing with other people as well, and enroll them into it, your family, your team, and help them go for it too. In fact, the best way to qualify for one of these is to help other people qualify for it. So I think that might be the last one. We're going to finish off with Mark Hughes because it is Mark Hughes month and Herbalife's 39th anniversary year. So that's really exciting. So he says it's simple. If I can do it, you can do it too. So he always kept it simple. He always focused on products. He always had that no problem attitude. So we keep going back to basics and listening to the Mark Hughes trainings. You always pick up things, and he really teaches you to appreciate things, to give people your full attention, to always go above and beyond, do the right thing at all times, which is not always easy. But if we adopt all those great qualities that he had, you know, we're going to have this amazing company forever. So did anyone have anything that I missed or that they would like to share before we wrap it up?
No. You do a very good job.
Thank you, Rosemary. I always appreciate your things. Well, you know what, as I always say, I need yous. Yous are my mastermind group, just so you know, just in case you didn't know, you're my like board of director mastermind group, where we're all the leaders that lock in together, all from different organizations, but at the end of the day, we're all on the same team, we're all in the same organization, we're all under Mark Hughes. And you know, if we all help each other rise, we'll all rise together. So that's how I look at it. You know, nothing would make me happier to see Lydia go get team, Maureen be Pres team, Rosemary be get team, Irene Mill team. Sorry, I'm missing a few here. Clicking through.
Irene Pres.
Steve be Active World team. Yep. So just clicking through. Yes, Irene. So just imagine us all going to that next level together and knowing that we all did it, because I really believe in being inclusive. There's no secrets. Everything we've learnt in Herbalife, have we learnt from somebody else? Yes. So why not continue to keep sharing and including more people? And I really believe in that. So it was how I was brought into the business, and I think I'm very lucky to have you on the calls helping. So have a good night, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you, Shelley.
I'll see most of you in Adelaide, and the one in
Adelaide.
Adelaide, we're going to be sharing heaps. You're going to feel like you were there, just so you know.
Thanks, everyone.
I'm going to stop sharing so you can see each other. The recording will go out soon. Make sure you share it with all your guys. And thank you very much for being part of these calls.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.